The GPUs most gamers use actually isn't what you think. Everyone's talking about the RTX 50 series cards, the eye-watering price for the RTX 5090, and the idea that you need to shell out a couple of grand to be a real PC gamer. We see it all over the place. Creators showing off monster rigs and headlines about the tech that's going to change gaming forever. But what if I told you that that's mostly a fantasy? What if the brand new Steam hardware survey proves that millions of gamers are not just ignoring that hype, but are overwhelmingly choosing a graphics card that's most enthusiasts have completely written off? The GPU that really runs the show isn't what you think. And the reason why reveals a huge secret about the PC gaming market that nobody seems to talk about. Stick around because we're going to get to the truth and it's going to surprise you. Before we get to the good stuff, let's talk about where these numbers come from. We're not just pulling them out of the hat. This is all based on the Steam hardware and software survey. Every month, Steam, the biggest digital store for PC games, asks a random slice of its millions of users to anonymously send in their PC specs. This gives us the best large-scale snapshot of what real gamers are actually using. It's not a Reddit poll or a forum wish list. It's hard data from millions of active gamers. It's the ground truth, and the latest survey for July 2025 just dropped, painting a picture of the gaming world that's way different from what you see on social media. So who's the reigning champion? Alright, let's just rip the band-aid off. The number one most used graphics card among Steam gamers as of July 2025 is the NVIDIA GeForce 3060. That's right, not a 4090, not the shiny new 5080, a card from the previous generation that has retaken the crown with about 4.6% of the market share. It's recently snatched the top spot back from RTX 4060 laptop GPU, proving that the Ampere architecture still has an iron grip on the market. Let that sink in for a second. In a world where tech media is obsessed with the new Blackwell cards, the GPU powering more gaming PCs than any other is a humble mid-range hero from a few years back. This isn't just a fun fact. It tells a huge story about what average gamers actually care about. And the rest of the top contenders make it even more interesting. Right behind the 3060 is the 4060, the laptop GPU. Followed is the desktop sibling, the RTX 4060. In fourth place, we have the absolute legend, the GTX 1650, still holding strong. A card that doesn't even do ray tracing is still in the top 5. Rounding out the top 5 is the RTX 3050. You see a pattern here? There isn't a single high-end card in the top 5. In fact, you have to scroll way down the list to find the enthusiast tier stuff. The entire top 10 is absolutely dominated by NVIDIA's 60 class and 50 class cards from the last few generations. Now, this is the perfect time to tell you I'm genuinely curious. Where do you fit into all of this? What GPU are you running right now? What are you rocking one of these popular cards? Are you on something completely different? Drop me a comment below and let me know what you're running. Thank you. So why? Why is the RTX 3060, a card released years ago, still the king of the hill? The answer isn't about raw horsepower. It's a perfect storm of price, performance, and practicality. First, let's talk about the resolution reality. The enthusiast bubble loves to talk about 4K gaming lately and push 1440p, but the Steam hardware survey tells a very different tale. A huge majority of gamers are somewhere around 55 to 60% are still playing games in 1080p. And for 1920 by 1080 screen, a card like the RTX 3060 isn't just good enough, it's fantastic. It crushes high frame rates in most modern titles and can even handle ray tracing at playable levels thanks to DLSS, all without needing a beastie power supply or a second mortgage. Second is the almighty dollar. The price to performance of the RTX 3060 has always been its secret weapon. When it was new, it was an affordable ticket into the RTX world. Now on the used market and in pre-built PCs, it's an absolute steal. Gamers are smart shoppers. They know they don't need $1,500 GPU to play Valorant, Apex Legends, or even a beautiful single-player game with a few settings tweaked. The 3060 hits that sweet spot of being affordable while still feeling modern. It's the people's champion for a reason. And third, you can't ignore the pre-built laptop market. For years, the RTX 3060 and its mobile version were the go-to choice for system builders. Millions of PCs sold by big brands came with this card, meaning a huge chunk of the gamers didn't actively pick the 3060 off the shelf. It was just the best part in the machine that they could afford. The RTX 4060 laptop GPU also ranks high at number 2, proving this point as well. Laptops are a massive slice of the PC gaming pie. This data is a shout out to the silent majority of gamers, the ones who aren't posting benchmarks on forums or fighting in brand wars. They're just playing games on hardware that makes sense for their wallet. Zooming out reveals an even crazier trend. Nvidia's absolute crushing market dominance. Every single one of the top 10 most popular GPUs on Steam is an Nvidia card. Overall, Nvidia commands a staggering 73.94% of the discrete GPU market among Steam users. This is where the story gets spicy. If you hang out on tech forums or YouTube, you'll find a very vocal, passionate community that champions AMD, often praising them for competitive performance at better prices. Yet the data shows that the sentiment isn't really moving the needle for the masses. AMD's latest RDNA 4 cards, the RX 9000 series, are effectively ghosts in the main survey charts. The first AMD card you'll even spot on the list is often the generic AMD Radeon graphics entry, which likely represents integrated graphics in laptops and handhelds. So what gives? This is the expectations versus reality of the GPU market. The online tech bubble just isn't the real world. The average person walks into a store or browses online, sees the Nvidia brand, trusts it, and buys it. Killer features like DLSS and long-held reputation for stable drivers have built a fortress around Nvidia's castle that, according to the numbers, AMD is finding incredibly hard to breach. But the landscape isn't totally frozen. While the 3060 is holding the throne, things are starting to shift. The fastest growing GPU in the latest survey was the new NVIDIA RTX 5070, which saw a huge 0.33% jump in user share in a single month. This tells us that the new 50 series cards are becoming easier to find and prices are settling. Gamers with more to spend are definitely upgrading. The RTX 5070 and 5060 are being adopted quickly, which suggests that many people who held off during the crypto mining price nightmare are finally opening their wallets. This is the next chapter. While the budget-minded majority holds the line with the older cards, the new wave of hardware is starting its slow climb up the ranks. It'll probably be a year or more before the 50 series cards can actually challenge the 3060 for the top spot. But early adoption is strong, and the surge also underscores the struggle for competitors as AMD, RDNA 4, and Intel's Battlemage GPUs are still basically invisible in the Steam survey data. So what's the big takeaway? The heart of PC gaming isn't beating in some 4K 240Hz full ray-traced fantasy land. It's beating in the millions of bedrooms and homes and offices on 1080p monitors powered by hardware that's reliable, affordable, and practical. The GeForce 3060 isn't just a graphics card. It's a symbol of a market reality that gets ignored way too often. It's the proof that you don't need the flashiest, most expensive gear to be part of an awesome hobby.